If you've ever wanted to get your brand or your art into Comic Con, but didn't know where to start, trust me, I've been there. I'm Akili Damone Height, author and founder of Lucid Futurism, a sci fantasy brand inspired by Afrofuturism, technology, and the power of lucid dreaming. A few years ago, I was just trying to figure out how to get my book, Lucid, in front of people who actually cared about the kind of stories I was creating. Fast forward to today, I've had a booth at LA Comic Con, I've met production companies, and I'm now expanding into new conventions like BlurCon and beyond.
All right. Lucid Futurism is a brand, it's a franchise, it's a universe, it's a multiverse. And it stands for Lucid. If you're familiar with lucid dreaming, lucid is the phenomenon of waking up in your dreams, becoming aware that you're dreaming while you're dreaming. So it's also a metaphor for awakening or igniting or activating. So it's also an acronym. Life ultimately continues in dreams.
So, in this video, I'm going to share exactly how I got into Comic Con and 5 lessons I learned about building a creative brand that lasts.
Action. Hi, I'm Jen. I'm part of the street team. In here, what I have done, I brought Evan to life. Let's get Evan out of here. Akili?
Before Comic Con, I started small. My first exposure was through a collective that showcased multiple authors at the LA Times Festival of Books. We shared booth space, shared costs, and shared the experience. And that's the first piece of advice I'll give you. Collaboration beats competition when you're starting out. If you can't afford a big convention booth, find a collective or creative umbrella to partner with. Even if it's not perfect, it gets you in the room. And in this industry, being in a room is half the battle.
All right, day 2, Comic Con. About to get moving. Come through Saturday. Check me out. Yeah, West Hall, Artist Alley. See you there.
When you're ready to take the leap, apply early. Conventions like San Diego Comic Con are very competitive, but others like LA Comic Con, Anime Expo, and BlurCon are accessible if you plan ahead. You can start with smaller sections like Artist Alley, which is designed for indie creators, self published authors, and emerging brands. The key is to treat your brand professionally, even before the world does. This means your logo, your tagline, your banners, and your presentation should tell a cohesive story. When the organizers see you take yourself seriously, they take you seriously. When I finally set up at LA Comic Con, I didn't know what to expect. But here's what I learned. Your booth is more than a store. It's your story in physical form. I have my novels, my hoodies, my coloring books, and even stickers, all tied together under the Lucid Futurism identity. And here's something people overlook. Stickers sell. I saw creators making serious income just from character stickers. Some were charging $10 a piece, and people were lined up. So, whatever your niche is, comics, art, or apparel, find those entry level items that pull people in. Then let your bigger products, like your books or prints, tell the deeper story. Comic Con isn't just about selling, it's about connecting. I met a finance company that connects creators with investors. I met fellow authors and artists with entire comic series already online. I even got connected to a major production shoot that was creating a convention scene for an upcoming show. None of that would have happened if I hadn't been out there, showing up day after day. You have to go where your market lives. And for us in sci-fantasy, Afrofuturism, or indie comics, those markets are at conventions. That's where the dreamers, the builders, and the believers are. Every time I go to a convention, I walk away inspired. I've seen creators who built YouTube series, comic runs, animation pilots, all independently. And it reminded me we're not competitors, we're collaborators. Everyone's building their universe, and there's room for all of us. When you connect with people who share your vision, you exchange more than ideas, you exchange momentum. Here are my top 5 takeaways from the journey so far. 1. Start small. Every booth, every signing, every table counts. 2. Collaborate early. Partnerships multiply opportunities. 3. Brand visually. Your setup should tell your story before you speak. 4. Engage, don't sell. Build relationships, not transactions. 5. Stay consistent. Each event opens a new door. If you're building your own brand, comic, book, or creative vision, remember this. The story you're telling with your work is only half the story. The other half is how you bring it to life. Drop a comment below with your biggest challenge as a creator, and subscribe for more behind the scenes looks at building lucid futurism from the ground up. Stay motivated, stay focused, and above all, stay lucid.